Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Tan and welcome to Providend's Money Wisdom, an original podcast inspired by my book Money Wisdom, Simple Truths for Financial Wellness. In this podcast, I'll be sharing simple financial truths to guide you in navigating through the minefields of misinformation and false promises in order to achieve financial security and peace of mind. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for following the Money Wisdom podcast. I hope you have enjoyed all the sharings so far. During this long weekend, I also hope that you will be able to find some time to rest and at the same time spend some meaningful moments with your family. On behalf of Providend, we would like to wish all Muslims Selamat Hari Raya Haji. Learning investing through the mountain experience. I love being in the mountains. It gives me a deep sense of serenity and peace. It also gives me great satisfaction when I navigate through the tough terrain to reach the destination that I plan to reach. My most unforgettable journey happened more than 30 years ago when I was an army officer and training in the Temburong jungle in Brunei. I had to lead 150 men through the jungle for a mission. We first used a sortie of helicopters to land on a helipad 10 kilometers away from our destination at dawn. Believe me, when you land in darkness and when the strong wind caused by the spinning rotor is blowing down on you, you lose all sense of direction. At the time, I simply depended on my compass and map and moved my men in the direction of our objective. As we moved through the jungle, we walked along the ridgelines and trod many more hills. Walking in the jungle is never a simple case of walking straight to your destination. The terrain will make sure you meander your way through. Many times, I became worried that I might be moving in the wrong direction, and with 150 men, tired and hungry, stretched at a distance behind me, it sometimes affected my decision-making ability. But one thing I have learned through my experience in the mountains is that you must never depend on your emotions, whether it is fear or confidence. You can only depend on the compass and map to tell you where exactly you are. So, after finally many hours of walking, I managed to bring the entire troop to our objective and on time. It was truly an amazing experience for me. Why am I talking about the jungles and mountains when this is really an episode on finance? Simply, investing is very similar to moving in forested terrains. There are similarities and investment lessons we can draw from the mountain experience. Well, firstly, it is not a straight road to your objective. Just like my jungle mission, we all have objectives when we invest our monies. And like my mountain experience, it is not a straight road to the destination. You cannot expect your investments to move upwards in a straight line with no fluctuations. That is, no risk. There is simply no such investment in existence. If you want to achieve, say, 7% per year and can only accept 8% volatility over a 10-year period, we must allow our investments to fluctuate between, say, -1 to 15% so that we can have an average of 7% per year over the 10 years. This is the financial market's way, as it is the mountain's way. One of the biggest mistakes to make when walking through the jungle in the mountains is to take a direct bearing towards the objective. Go down the ravine, bash through thick vegetation and cross rivers to try and reach the destination. You avoid the meandering ridgelines and you think that it is faster by going straight. In the end, your 150 men and you would end up tired, risk being bitten by harmful creatures and injured by the rough terrain. Ultimately, you will likely get lost as a result. This is similar to trying to time the market, taking shortcuts and thinking that you can get out of the market when it is at its highest and buying in when it is at its lowest. You want your investment to only go up in a straight line and are not prepared to ride through the volatility. Unfortunately, like walking in a ravine, you may instead end up being lost. Remember, you cannot go against the mountains. Likewise, you must allow the financial markets to take its course to give you the returns. Secondly, do not be controlled by your fears or sabotaged by your overconfidence. Just like walking in the mountains, you can at times be overly confident and at other times overly fearful. I remember a separate occasion when I went into the jungle at Temburong with one of my junior commanders. Because I had been in the location many times before, I was overconfident and relied on my local knowledge and gut feel. I did not use my compass and map. As a result, I got lost. As it was getting dark, I became fearful and turned nervously, trying to find my way out. The situation got worse, and we ended up staying in the jungle for a night without water and food. In addition, we were harassed by a family of wild boars. Likewise, during good times, you may feel confident about your investment decisions. In times of market volatility, you may also be faced with your fears. Just like walking in the jungle, you can never really know what to expect. Your false confidence or unwarranted fears may cause you to make poor investment decisions. You should instead use and rely on your equipment, that is your compass and map. Well, thirdly, trust your compass and map. The only thing you can trust in the mountains is your compass and map. It is the only equipment that will tell you where you are. If you make decisions in the jungle based solely on your gut feel and intuition, you may never be able to find your directions again, especially when you are lost. Similarly, in making investment decisions, make sure you do not rely on your emotions. Fourthly, trace back the paths. In investing, we may be disoriented from time to time, like walking in the mountains. What is most important is to trace back your paths and move to your last known position and start moving in the right direction again. For investors, you need to trace the historical path of the market to recall the evidences about the market, namely, the stock market suffers a crisis once every 10 years or so, the stock market always recovers, and the stock market goes up in the long run. If you keep these simple truths close to your heart, you know you have the time horizon to ride out the volatility. You will not be disoriented for long, but will be able to move in the right direction once more. Fifthly, follow the right commander. Recalling my army role, taking care of the 150 men, well, their safety, welfare, morale, and collective attainment of the set objective, I knew then that if I were only concerned about reaching my objective at the expense of my men, they would never follow me again. I must also prove to them that I was a competent commander, able to be calm and composed amidst adversity, and having the technical ability to use the right equipment to navigate through the rough terrain. I had to constantly communicate with them on our situation and motivate them at the same time. Meanwhile, I must be prepared to admit my own mistakes and tell them what remedial actions I was going to make. I had to regain their trust. In that mission, I believed I had displayed those qualities and won their respect. Similarly, as wealth advisors investing clients' monies, my team and I have to be conscientious and responsible for the safety of our clients' monies. It is their hard-earned assets and their dreams for their future. We cannot make decisions based on our own selfish financial interests at the expense of our clients. We better be sure that we are competent before we lead our clients into the financial jungle. When markets are seemingly doing well, we need to hold our clients tightly so that they aren't overconfident or greedy. When the markets are volatile, we need to be calm for our clients and hold them close so that they don't sell their investments out of panic. Throughout the entire investment lifespan of our clients, we need to maintain communication with our clients so that they know that we are in control. If we fail to be that commander to our clients' investment, for us, we may only lose some affected clients. But these individuals may lose their dreams for their families and themselves. This is why I always urge my team members not to take our responsibility and leadership lightly. I remember in May and June of 2006, the financial markets fell tremendously due to fears that interest rates might increase again. The fall wiped out all of the returns that the market had gained the same year. Many were afraid as they did not know what to do. In that period of great difficulty, we did what every good military commander would do. We studied all the data available and knew that the markets had overreacted and there was really nothing to be overly concerned with. We checked all of our portfolios and knew that despite the fall and the volatility, the portfolios were still behaving according to our expectation and moving in the right direction towards our clients' objectives. We remained calm for our clients and stayed invested. We then communicated to all of our clients the truth behind the fall and assured them that there was nothing to be too distressed over. Above all, we told them that we were still very much in control of the situation and remained confident that their portfolios would deliver the returns they needed. As a result, none of our clients pulled out their funds, and a month later, the portfolio had recovered. This happened again at the end of 2018, when the markets fell sharply due to the fear of monetary tightening, an expectation that all but reversed in the next few months. We encouraged our clients to put their dry powder to work when markets were cheap. And we were glad that many of them did and reaped the rewards of the subsequent rebound. If you want to journey into the financial jungle, you need to know that like walking in the mountains, there is no way you can reach your objective with a straight line approach. You must be prepared for occasional fluctuations, as this is the way of the jungle. For without risk, there will be no returns. As long as your investments are behaving as you expect them to, and your advisor is in control, there is nothing to fear. Go to the mountains sometimes, for there are many investment lessons to be learned from nature. Thank you for tuning in to Providence Money Wisdom. I will be back soon with the next episode. For more information on my book or Providence services, kindly visit providend.com. I'll see you the next time. All analysis, views or opinions from interviews, recommendations and other information broadcasted, podcasted or published herein are provided for general information purposes only. Information expressed does not take into account any specific situation, particular needs or objectives, and should not be construed as specific advice or a recommendation. Information has been obtained from sources that are deemed to be reliable, but their accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal or tax professional before taking any action. Providend Limited does not accept any liability for any loss whatsoever arising from any use of the information broadcasted, podcasted, or published herein. All contents and information contained herein may not be copied or reproduced in whole or in part by any means without prior written consent of Providend Limited.